Uh, uh. Test 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we in this bitch. Yay, Michelle.
We're back. We're back. We're back.
We're back in another day of sports. Yes, sports, not anything else. Well, we'll get to the craziness and the freestyles and the wild styles and everything else here, but we're gonna get to our picks that we did from last night, and I didn't do too bad here, I should say. As far as college basketball goes, NBA I kind of shit the bed, but that's quite normal around these parts here. I mean, I guess I'm doing a lot better in college than I am NBA recently, but it's okay. It's all a learning curve. You got to learn somewhere. You got to find your niche. You got to find your way. So that's what we're gonna do. So without further ado, let's go review last night's bets here. All right. Let me tell you that. Let's see. I had Bryant minus the 2. I had the under 151 in the Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Martin. I had Western Kentucky minus 2. I had basically Wyoming at a pick 'em. I had Seattle U on the money line. I had Santa Barbara minus 1. I had San Francisco money line, and I had Sam Houston minus 8.5. Okay. So, as it may seem, we started off fine here. The first game that we cashed that I thought wasn't going to cash was a danger was that Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Martin. The under 151, it went to 147, so I was lucky. They didn't score another 4 fucking points. So that helped. So that cashed first. Then the next bet was the Bryant. Bryant was down in the second half, man, at one point. And I was just thinking, oh, man, no way. But they made a fucking comeback, man. Them Bryant motherfuckers, I don't know what the college mascot is. But them guys battled all the way back and ended up coming back and winning by more than 2. So that covered my bet. So that went 2-0 right there. 2-0 at the door, swinging out the door. Then we had Western Kentucky at Charlotte. And Western Kentucky was basically dominant from start to finish. So it wasn't even a close game. So minus 2 was like a fucking easy win right there. That was like free money when you pass and go on Monopoly. And so after that, then I had Wyoming and Seattle U. Well, Wyoming and Boise State played a really pretty close game throughout the whole game, and then Wyoming ended up winning it as a late. Seattle U kind of shit the bed and didn't do very well against Grand Canyon, another school that I like to bet for, Christian Academy, Christian College, I guess you'd like to call it. So Seattle U shit the bag and ended my streak. Sam Houston State cruised as well. They won by like fucking 27. So so basically Seattle shit the bed for me, but they weren't the only team that shit the bed for me. It was UC Santa Barbara. They were another team that shit the bed for me, and so they didn't cover. So that was the second team. But San Francisco, man, they had a pretty good dominant performance, and so I ended up being 6-2, 6-2. Like my sister, the twos. I lost because I bet on Santa Barbara and I bet on Seattle U on the money line. So I mean, what can I say? I had to take an L there, but it was a lot better than I did my first half. My first half bet, I went 5-5. I mean, I didn't start out very well, but I went 5-5 out of 10 picks here, so that wasn't too bad. So I won't count that as an L. It just was more of a push. So 6-2, and so the past 2 days I've been pretty good as far as the college is concerned. I've been was shit in the bed earlier in the week. Oh man, I think I won like 1 or 2 the first day. Oh man, but it started getting better. NBA, I don't know. I gotta find a way, I guess. So let's talk about my NBA picks from last night. All right. So I had the under 226.5 in the T-Wolves and the Pistons. And of course, like always, the game went over. So I lost right away. Well, the second game I had the under 224 in the Heat and the Spurs, and that actually covered because that game only went to 207. So that covered for me. Then my third pick, I had the Spurs. I mean, not Spurs. I had the Suns -4, and well, the Suns didn't win. They didn't win. They were on the road. They did not win against the Atlanta Hawks. So that was the second loss for me. Then I had the under 223 in the Bulls and Raptors, and it went to overtime, and it went over that. So there again is the third loss. Then I had Lakers money line. They ended up losing by 1 point. But I had the over 225 in the Kings and the Warriors, and that definitely covered. And then I had UCLA money line, and they lost to Arizona. And then I had the over 130 points in Hawaii and Cal Riverside, and that was like 122 or something like that. So well under. So did not do very well. Only winning the under in the Heat game and the over in the Kings and Warriors. So I didn't do very well in NBA at all yesterday. I crapped the bed. Crapped the bed very bad. So I'm gonna pass it over to my sister so she could tell you about her bets or how she did, and then we're gonna get into our bets for today. Pass the mic. Pass the mic. Pass the mic. We'll pass the headphones so we can hear the feedback. Give me some water.
Chicka down, y'all. Chicka down. Oh, too much echo on there for me. But I lost. Let me fix this real quick. I lost my bets yet again, but I keep telling you guys this every fucking day, that in college I keep losing 2 games. So this whole week, Monday through Thursday, I've lost 2 games every single night in college. And I almost only lost 1. So Appalachian State, they usually cash for me. They lost last night, only by 2 points, but they still lost. So I didn't get the cash for that. But my St. Francis, New York, that cash, that was -5 on the spread. Florida Atlantic cashed on the money line for me. Elion, won on the money line, that cashed for me. UMKC covered the 6.5 on the spread. They cashed for me. Gonzaga cashed for me on the -23 on the spread. They killed it. They shit, I don't even remember how many points they won by, but it was a lot. But my USC did not cash. They only won by 5, and my spread was 5.5. So
you got fucked by the hook.
If it would have been 6, I would have been in the clear and only lost 1 game last night. And then my Oregon spread covered. It was 2.5. So I lost last night. I was 6-2 in my picks yet again. I'm telling you, that two is taking over. It's taking over. It's taking over. My NBA didn't do so well. I mean, I was 4-4. I guess that's even. But I cashed all my T-Wolves. They covered the spread -7. I won the Warriors on the money line. And then I had 2 college bets I had with it, which was Belmont. They cashed on the money line. And Utah State cashed on the money line. I've never even heard of Utah State, nor have I ever picked them. But they ended up cashing. So I lost the Spurs game. The Spurs lost. The Suns lost, the Bulls lost, and the Lakers lost. So Lakers lost by 1. So technically, I almost only lost 3 games, but that ended up not panning out for me. So that's what I had picked yesterday, and those were the results that we had from yesterday. So we're gonna go into what we picked today. Like we said, you don't have to pick what we pick. We're just showing you what we pick, as far as our picks for our money and all that good jazz.
Basically what we're putting our money on, I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. It's like, I mean, we're not asking anybody to take this is no money for picks or any type of operation. It's just, I like to try to talk sports and try to learn how to bet and bet in a responsible way, We don't bet by thousands. We just bet $1, I mean, and, you know, and it's just fun. I like doing parlays, and it's hard as hell to cash money in parlays. I mean, especially if you have like what we do. Sometimes we do 7, we do 6, we do 8, we do 9. It's really hard. Last night I had 6 winners in a row. 6 winners in a row, and it was 2 teams that crushed it. That crushed my parlay. And if I would have just bet the 6 teams, oh man, that would have been gold right there. I mean, but you go big or go home, and that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn my niche, what I need to learn, what do I know, what I can do, how can I, I'm not a capper. I'm just somebody that likes to see what the cappers and what the odds are, and then try to, you know, look at what I can to make, the best educational bet I can make, and that's all I can say is, as far as from my experience. My sister probably tell you the same. It's just betting by our gut and just what we feel, and not like because I get a tingly feeling or spider sense or whatever. It's just kind of what I feel about the game. Just look at the 2 teams. I mean, honestly, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's this basketball's a game of runs. Who's gonna have the more runs? Who's gonna get more stops? And who's gonna not commit the most turnovers? And there's a lot of variables. A lot of variables go into that. Into when you're betting and betting accordingly and betting based on numbers. You got to know the numbers. You got to know your numbers. Obviously. And if you don't, then you don't. You're just the average. We're the average Joes, and that's what me and my sisters are. We're just showing you as average. Average gamblers. We're nobody special. We're not high on the totem pole. I'm not. I don't have my own TV show. We have our own show here, but merely to ourselves and to other people that want to see it or come across it. It's not a nationalized, syndicated show. Or do you have anybody sponsored us or back us? Or do we get our picks from? Or do we use an algorithm? It's just, we want to give the average sports person, a chance to understand what sports is like and how fun it can be if you can, learn to bet it and bet it in different ways. I mean, you could bet the games by the quarters, you could bet the game by the prop, you could bet the game by the half, you could bet the game by the spread, you could bet it by the money line, and you could bet it by the over under. You could bet it by getting points, you could do teasers, and all types of good stuff. So, without further ado, here I'm gonna get into, before I continue to ramble on about how sports. I'm gonna get into my bets here for today, and they go as such here. Yesterday, I wanted to take this team yesterday, but apparently this team, the Oakland Grizzlies, out of Michigan, um, not out of Oakland, California. They're supposed to play Northern Kentucky, and I guess I don't know if the game got postponed or pushed to just to today. So basically, the game got pushed to today. So I still felt good with the Oakland Grizzlies. Was my read yesterday. The spread went up by a hook, so hopefully I don't get hit by the hook. But that's what happens sometimes when you bet the minus with the
I got hit with the hook.
You know, my sister got hit with a hook last night. You know, and it sucks because
Hit with a hook.
you know it happens. And so I'm taking the Oakland Grizzlies minus the 3, so they got to win by 4, obviously. So I'm comfortable with that here. You know, even though the game didn't go yesterday, well, both teams I think are solid basketball. I think Oakland has a better team, but we'll see. They're on the road, so sometimes playing on the road is a lot different than playing at home, and sometimes some teams play different when they play on the road than they do at home as well. I also took Creighton money line over Seton Hall. I just, the Blue Jackets of Creighton here, they helped me as I bet on them last time against UConn. I'm going on a limb again and betting on them here, money line plus the one almost plus 200, plus 190 here. So I'm, I like them. I think they're seasoned. I think, maybe this is the best Creighton team that they've ever had in a long while. But these guys seem to be scrappy and like to fight. And that's what Blue Jays do. They get scrappy and they like to fight. So, I hope tonight when they play Seton Hall and the Pirates, it's going to be a scrappy type of game, scrappy, and hopefully Creighton comes out on top. I took the under 134 points total between the Wisconsin Green Bay team and the Cleveland State team. I just really didn't like the spread, and I didn't really want to pick Green Bay. They were the one with plus money. I just felt like both these teams, I've done my research, both these teams they do go to the under on general trends, but that doesn't mean that the game will go under. So I'm just going to see if that trend holds true tonight to the under in that game, under 134 points. I also took the under 135 points in the Quinnipiac in St. Peter's. And I like St. Peter's. But I didn't like the 6 tonight here. I was hoping it would have been a little bit lower. Maybe if it was like 4 or 5, maybe I might have took it. But I definitely, both these teams are also on the trends to the under, so we're gonna see if that holds true tonight. I had a real good feel about Cornell here, taking them plus 3 at home. They're playing Princeton, who's also really good Ivy League basketball. I don't really like the Ivy League very much because they fucked me a lot. I'm not gonna be nice about it. These fucking Ivy League fucking rich fuckers have really screwed my pooch a lot. And I'm taking a risk, and I'm betting on the Cornell boys here tonight. So hopefully they can give me a cover at least. Really felt good about this one. Iona minus the 12 here. They're on the road playing Canis. That's my favorite college to actually when I have to say it. Canis. Sound like somebody's Canis. Like, well, imagine if he said it.
You got a Canis cavity?
You imagine if he said, what college did you graduate from? Canis.
You're going in the Canis cavity.
I graduated from Canis. It's actually pronounced Canis. Well, it's Canis for me. And I think Iona can definitely at least win tonight here and cover that 12 tonight. So that was basically my bet right there on San Diego State on the money line here. I just felt like San Diego State tonight, they're playing a chance to get some revenge, playing Colorado State. They're playing in Fort Collins tonight. Two good basketball teams in the Mountain West. San Diego State usually generally is a better basketball squad, but this year they've kind of have been under the radar, not as good as they generally been in the past, but they do play sneaky still well. So I'm taking that tonight on the road. Hopefully that they can get it because they beat Colorado State, I believe, earlier in the season here. These teams have met because they both play in the same conference. So conference play. So you can definitely tight game, just kind of like how Boise and Wyoming. Definitely it's going to be a very close game, and don't be surprised to see. I mean, surprised to see a high scoring game here because both these teams are very under teams as far as the trends are looking here. So yeah, that if If all those teams cover here tonight with $1, we'll be cashing out $190.21. All right, so that's my bet for the college. My NBA bet here is I'm taking the under 214.5 in the Celtics and Pistons. I just feel like the Pistons on a back-to-back. I mean, they did lose at home last night, so the Celtics are kind of well rested. So I don't know, maybe. And the Celtics are kind of playing a lot better basketball and Cade Cunningham's kind of banged up, and he's been kind of helping them play a little bit better basketball. So I'm liking the under in that game. I'm taking my Bulls tonight. I know they fucking let me down. They fucking let me down on the under last night. So I'm gonna try and take them tonight here. -2 on the road here. Hopefully they get a win against Indiana. It's an opponent we kind of know, but you know we could be in it for a struggle game here. But Vucevic is playing well, so I'm banking that Vucevic tonight will dominate, especially with Sabonis not being in the lineup. I got the over 216.5 in the Cavs and the Hornets. I know that's kind of crazy to say because the Cavs got a lot of injuries, but I like Evan Mobley as far as player props tonight. I think he's going to have a pretty solid night here as far as the Cavaliers go. And then LaMelo and the boys, I think, they're pretty good enough to put up a lot of points here. They're kind of inconsistent, but at home they generally make some noise at the Hive. So we're taking the over tonight. I'm taking the Raptors -3 tonight against the Hawks. Since Raptors won last night here, figured they will hopefully continue to keep their winning ways going tonight and cover by 3. I'm taking the under 230 in the Nets and the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell will be playing tonight for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert will not. He'll be back for them next week. So expect to get back onto the Jazz here. The Jazz, if you're betting them as underdogs, really, you're not going to as far as next week because Rudy Gobert will be back, and so I mean they'll be missing Joe Ingles who got an injured MCL. And I'm taking the under 224 in the Pelicans and Nuggets. I just think both these teams are just. I mean, Nuggets are a decent team right now. They're trying to figure it out here, and Jokic is keeping it together and playing well. Hopefully, Jamal Murray will come back after the All-Star break in the second half, so the time for them to make a good playoff run here, where he got injured last year. So hopefully, no deja vu for them, right?
Probably not.
Taking the over 213 in the Thunder and Blazers. I just think both these teams play very well, and the Blazers just traded away Norm Powell and Robert Covington. Blazers are kind of banged up a little bit. Still got CJ McCollum and Anthony Simons, and I think Thunder is just young enough to put enough points up here. So we'll see. I mean, I know they don't have no Jeremiah Robinson Earl, but I still think the Thunder can. Both these teams can put up enough points to cover the over 213. I'm taking the over 210 in the 76ers and Mavericks. I think both teams there. They're playing in Dallas. I think, a lot to be proven there, a lot to be having. I know Luka's there by himself, kind of, but he's got some other guys and some other help here. And Joel Embiid and them, Sixers will always put up a fight. They're going to go on the road. Definitely do that here. And last game, I took the Rockets money line over the Spurs tonight here in San Antonio, the Rockets. And so if all those teams cash tonight on $1, I'll win $574.33. So that is my those are my bets for the night here. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to my sister here, so she can tell you her bets for the night. Let you know what she has chosen for her bets as far as parlays. We both do parlays, and sometimes my sister will fade me or pick the opposite, so we don't get double fucked. You don't ever want to do that here. You don't want to ever double down and get double screwed. One of the worst things you can do as far as betting wise. But here we go.
Hello. We are back. All right. So tonight, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yet again. I try to stay away from games that my brother picks just because so that's better odds for us as far as winning. Because say we pick the same team and that team shits the bag, then both of our picks are fucked. So, and there wasn't too many games today as far as college. So there's a lot of teams that I haven't really picked before. I don't really know too much about it. So I was just winging it, but I'm pretty good at winging it. He's more into the stats and looking up stuff, and he does well that way. Me, I'm just opposite. I just go with my gut and pick, and that's how I roll. So, um, for my college pick, I picked Saint Bonaventure plus 145 on the money line. I went with Miami, Ohio plus 255 on the money line. I went with Pennsylvania minus 9 on the spread. I've cashed with them before, so I decided to go with them today. Toledo minus 8.5 on the spread, so they got to win by at least 9 to cash. I'm going with Manhattan plus 175 on the money line. I've never picked them before, but I went and looked up their shooting, and they definitely outscore the other team, so we'll see how that rolls. And then with my last parlay pick with college, I've picked Fairfield plus 200. I don't know if I was really comfortable with that, but we're going to see. I risked $1 as I always do, and if I win that bet, it'll be $266.45. Like I said, sometimes you just don't know, and sometimes you just gotta take a risk. And right now, I've been losing 2 games this whole fucking week, so and like I said, there wasn't too many games, and there was other teams I wasn't really even at all familiar with, so I just passed on those games. As far as that goes. So I made 2 NBA picks. My first NBA pick, I went with the Celtics minus 500 on the money line. I went with the Pacers plus 2 on the spread. I went with the Hornets minus 5.5 on the spread, so they got to win by 6. I went with the Hawks plus 3 on the spread. I went with the Spurs minus 290 on the money line, which they already lost for me yesterday. Well, or was this the day before yesterday?
Spurs.
They choked for me, but usually when that happens with me, they end up winning the next day. So we're going to try my luck on that one again. Then I'm going with the Jazz minus 5.5 on the spread, so they got to win by 6. I'm going with the Pelicans plus 200 on the money line. I'm going with the Thunder
Thunder down in there.
plus 210 on the money line. And my last parlay pick of this one, I picked the 76ers plus 1.5 on the spread. So what happens when you pick a plus on the spread, even if they lose, they have to lose by that much. So if they lose by 2, my spread still covers because it's plus. If you pick
76 got to lose by 1.
by 1, excuse me. So if you pick the minus on the spread, you ain't got no chance either way. So if it's a plus, they have to lose by that much, and they have to cover by that much, so you could still technically cash in on your spread.
Even on losing teams, you can still cover.
That's the good thing about sometimes with the spreads, you just never know. Because if you pick money line, that's it. If they lose, you're done.
You're done.
So we had 50 cents left in the budget. So I went ahead yet again and made the crazy underdog picks.
The Wild Friday bet. Woo!
The Wild Friday bet. You never know what happens on a Friday.
Yeah.
So we did the underdog pick, which is the Hawks plus 135. These are all money lines. Pistons plus 360. Pacers plus 120. Rockets plus 240. 76ers plus 100. Pelicans plus 200. Nets plus 190. Cavs plus 175. And the Thunder plus 210. And I risked 50 cents this time, less than I usually do. And if we win that, it'll be $5,996.60 off a 50-cent bet. But, I mean, what are the odds of every fucking underdog team? I mean, last time I was 5-4 when that happened. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Five underdogs win. You know that.
And if I win this motherfucking bet, I'll be back on here.
If you bet those 5 underdogs,
If they win, I'm gonna be back on this motherfucker screaming, because that is crazy and insane to be able to put those up, you know. But with the Cavs and all of their injuries, it's probably doubtful for them to win. So, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed. So those are my bets that I picked for today. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, I win some money, and I would love that. But sometimes you don't always get what you want.
Yep, definitely. So let's well, we appreciate the person that was in here chilling and vibe with us and give us a thumbs up here. Appreciate you. You know, it's okay. You don't have to talk. You know, it's all right. Let us know that hey, you know, appreciate us. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, come back. You know, a little bit of constructive criticism. Tell me I need to smile more. Tell me I need to jump around. Tell me I need to put on a clown suit. I mean, hey, you know. So let's we're gonna be some updates on, we got some college basketball, live college basketball right now here. All right, we got live college basketball. We have Yale beating Dartmouth here, 43-33 with 15:31 to go in the second half here. So still time to bet that here. We got St. Bonaventure leading Richmond here 19-16 with 9:22 to go in the first half. We have VMI is leading 19-16 with 10:29 to go in the first half over Western Carolina. They're up 3. So I know they had to win by like 11 and a half. So Yale right now is in control a little bit right now here, guys. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know as far as betting wise. My sister's got St. Bonaventure. They're up by 3 right now. So it's still early in the first. Like I said, there's still 9 minutes left in the first half. There's still 10 minutes left in the VMI in Western Carolina, and a bunch of other games will be starting here pretty soon as well. So we just like to give you guys a little update here while we're speaking about it. All right. All right, here we're gonna go. I'm gonna pick a game here. We're gonna pick a game that's not that maybe me and my sister both did not take, and we're gonna tell you if which team we would like. You know, which team will we buy? Which team will we sell in this one? So let's go with this team here. We're gonna go with this team here, Ryder and Siena. We'll go with these two teams here. They're playing today here at 7 Eastern. Okay, they think Siena, according to the spread, is the favorite. So who are you buying in this matchup? Are you buying Siena at home, Michelle, or you think Ryder could pull the upset?
I think Ryder could pull the upset. Fuck Cena.
Oh shit, Misery's talking that talk. Talk that talk, Misery. It's all right.
I've picked them, and it's just they just shit the bag. So for me,
they just haven't covered for you.
And I'm just, I'm a sucker for an underdog because I'm an underdog myself. So it's I kind of try to pull for that. So I feel like Ryder could pull upset. You just never know. I mean, the spread's only 4.5, so
right.
it's not much.
It's not too much, Siena's got to win by 5. And generally, in this situation, I'd be on the opposite of my sister here. But in this situation this year, I would definitely be buyers of Ryder. Siena generally is better at basketball some years. They were, I think, last year they were really good. I think they were in the tournament, to say the least. But I'm a buyer of Ryder here. The bike rider, riding, jumping on the Ryder bandwagon here. That's what we're gonna do. I don't know either one of these teams. but I'd be a buyer of Ryder and think that they can, win tonight here. Like I said, I didn't bet this game. Did not bet this game. All right, how about another one? Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Which team you buying? Which team you selling? I mean, we know these teams we didn't bet at all. My sister has no fucking
yeah, I don't
clarity of who the fuck.
know. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, they're not very. They don't play very well. Um, so I'm gonna have to go with the other team.
Oh, Indiana, Purdue, Fort
Yeah,
Wayne.
I've picked them before. They've cashed. I don't know. I just haven't heard a lot of good things about Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Even the regular Wisconsin team's kind of struggling right now, and they're the dominant team in that state. So I'm just gonna have to go with that.
All right. No, well said. Well said. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think probably Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne probably is the better of the basketball team, which I'd be buying on more than Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Milwaukee, they like I said, Wisconsin, Milwaukee in the past have had good basketball clubs, but I think this year it's kind of been a struggle. It's been a struggle to say the least, and that's for a lot of some clubs. I mean, look at last year when you had Duke, North Carolina. You had like blue bloods that weren't even in the NCAA tournament. Like, and that was like the first time in history. And so, I mean, you just don't ever know. Some teams are in incline, and other teams are in kind of a. So it's like I said, I'd be more of a buyers on Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne because they've covered for me as well, and I haven't really bet too much on Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So, and one more here, we'll do Nevada and Fresno State. Which one are you buying? Which one are you selling?
I don't know. Nevada is another team that struggles as well, but Fresno State's not all that's cracked up to be either. So I don't know. They have 9 on a spread, but honestly, I feel like it might be a little bit closer in a game. Maybe I'd say maybe 3 on a spread, in my opinion. But I think I'm just gonna go with Fresno State just because they have a little bit more of an edge, I believe,
Okay.
as far as that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Wolfpack have in the past. I would be a buyers in the Wolfpack, but I have to be buyers in the Bulldogs of Fresno. Uh, just because I think they play all right basketball. I mean, like I said, Fresno State's had a lot of better teams, especially last year. They had a really pretty good, solid team, but this year they've been all right. I think they've won like about 15 or almost 16 games and lost like 5 or 6. So that not too bad, not too terrible, but hey. All right, so let's go. We'll give you guys an update here. Update on some scores here. We got 13:25 left in the second half. We have Yale leading 45-36 over Dartmouth. Dartmouth is down by 9. Still plenty of time left here for Dartmouth to come back.
Get their shit together.
We got 7:05 to go in the first half. St. Bonaventure leads 22-21. And with 7:39 to go, we have VMI leading 22-21 against Western Carolina. So very close games here between St. Bonaventure and Richmond, and also Western Carolina and VMI. Kind of what I kind of figured, That's why I kind of, But, maybe it's a close game now, but who knows? Maybe a team or so gets on a big run or whatever, That's the thing that separates the really close games, And I can't really tell you about what happened in the first half of Dartmouth and Yale, but obviously Yale's come out to a lead. But Dartmouth's starting to come back a little bit, right, Miz? Right, Miz?
Yeah, looks like it.
Looks like they're starting to come back a little bit here. They were down kind of double digits. Now they're down only single with 12 minutes. I mean, 12 minutes is a long time in
That's
college.
a lot of time on the clock.
I mean, college has
especially
a lot
college.
more. College, you play 2 20-minute halves.
Yeah.
One half and 2 halves. Oh, man, Yale went on a big run here. Oh, Yale up 10 now here. Oh, so Yale went up on a big run now. The over-under now is going up. See, now it's punched up to 130 points. Well, 129. I think earlier, it was like, I want to say like 140s or something like that. Or
Hmm.
now it goes all the way down. That's why sometimes it's good. Oh, St. Bonaventure's up by, just got another 2-point basket. St. Bonaventure's up 24-21.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Got 6:26 to go in that game here. My sister is a big backer of the Bonnies right now here. I was a big backer of the Bonnies last year. My sister could tell you, I mean, they were a good team last year. They had a really good team. This year, I mean, they're still good, but I don't think they were as good as last year.
Yeah.
But Richmond's one of those teams too that they're underrated, and you don't know what kind of team you're gonna get. They probably play better at home, so who knows? And as soon as I say that, I think they had to hit the free throws here. Just got another point here. And now Western Carolina has taken a 2-point lead over VMI here with 7:11 to go in the first half. And that doesn't mean go run to your local 7-Eleven here, because that is not a sponsor. We are not sponsored by 7-Eleven here. But that is what is on the game clock here in the VMI game. Western Carolina, and I told you, I was like, man, because Western Carolina, they were plus 475. And I was like thinking, well, man, what if I just picked them out of just craziness that they could end up winning here? But I don't know. Oh, we got Yale up 48-40 now. Dartmouth has gotten 40s now. Now we're 88 points total here. They got 11:45 to go. We got 6:08 to go. St. Bonnie's up by 1, 24-23. Now we're getting down to the 5-minute mark here. And we got 6:34 to go here. And Western Carolina still leading 24-22. All right, Miami, Ohio, and Akron is just tipped off here, guys. We got a couple, like I said, we got a couple
Go,
games.
Miami, Ohio. Let's go.
So, we like to give like a little live game play-by-play a little bit here, since we cannot, by legal obligations show any highlights. I mean, we could show highlights of like the games, like if like the games were over, we could show highlights of the game, but we cannot show live actual game footage and things of that nature. We could do play-by-play, and we could have like little tickers in the background and stuff like that. So, in the near future, that's what's going to happen. That way, when some of the games go, they could, especially when football season, we're going to be here for fantasy. My sister's going to be here for football season. Talk a lot of football here. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk some baseball here. But
Hopefully.
from what I'm hearing, they're trying to get a federal. I don't know if they want the government to mediate between the players and the owners and solve the issue, but I don't know. I don't think that's really any good ideas here. But this is the weekend, so you excited this weekend, Misery? Got any plans for the weekends? You can let people know the plans. Or
I mean, just
sports. Any sports? Sports games maybe you want to be watching.
I'm gonna
Watching
do
the
some
Olympics?
work. I gotta work on these tours and get tickets made up, and I want
Exactly.
to work on some new music. I mean, I'll definitely watch sports, but I don't know what games are coming up. But I will be betting, of course, as I do every single day. But we bet, $1 or $2, and yeah, I look forward to the nice weather out here.
Yeah, for those that don't know, my sister was been out in Kansas. My sister does independent hip hop music, and does her own tours and things of that nature. But doesn't mean that it's all smooth and all glitz is gold. But my sister has been doing this for years. We've been doing it for years, from the karaoke, from having to record our shit by putting shit in a cassette tape to record on a karaoke thing, to going to the computer, and then now just having our own little studios and things of that nature, to now, we were able to tour. My sister invested money in, and you meet all types of people when when you're out there and trying to network. Just like this guy gave me good information about betting. You're gonna meet a lot of good people that are gonna give you good bets and do you right. do you a solid. There's gonna be a lot of other people that are gonna hustle your ass. They're just gonna take your money and then make you fucking look like a fucking fool. But it doesn't mean you gotta, hold your grudges and hold the grudge to people and all that. Hey, hey, whatever, hey, cannot harbor no regrets or no hate towards anybody, man. It's only gonna just it not only will it destroy somebody else, it'll destroy you. And if can't do that, you can't do that. You want to keep yourself well grounded, well grounded. And so my sister be doing music, so now she's back home. We'll be doing that. We have some, like I said, we'll be having some freestyles be done on here as well. We'll be doing some freestyle shit where it's just gonna be me and my sister. We'll fucking have a beat or whatever, and we can have the mic or whatever here, and it'll be dope. So. And obviously we do things on Facebook Live, and my sister does we do things on Twitch as well. But yeah, for the most part, we just keep it simple. We drop some new music. Me and my sister probably work on some tracks and stuff, and and hey, it'll be awesome. All right, let's get a scoring update here. You want to give a scoring update, Misery?
Let's see. We got Dartmouth and Yale. Yale is 48-41 with 11 minutes and 9 seconds in the second half. We got Saint Bonaventure in Richmond. It's tied at 29-29 with 3 minutes and 28 seconds in the first half. And then we got Western Carolina in VMI. It's 33-27 with Western Carolina up right now. And it's the first half. There is 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. And Miami, Ohio, and Akron are about to come on live. They haven't started that game yet, though.
All right. Yeah. Let's get the scoring updates from Misery, Miz over here. So yeah, all right. So yeah, hopefully we'll get an update. We'll give you a scoring update on the Miami, Ohio, and Akron. My sister also picked Miami, Ohio. Of all teams, good luck.
I've picked Akron.
I mean, that was Wally Zerbiak's
I've picked
school.
Akron before, and they've cashed for me. But in order to make money, you kind of have to, go
Exactly.
for the teams that aren't supposed to win all the time.
Exactly. You could bet on bad teams to cover, and if those bad teams do cover, you can make money, and that's the gist of understanding. To tell people you could bet on bad teams and still love the bad teams, and have some damn dignity for these teams. All right, these teams got give some respect. It's hard to go out there. You think teams want to go out there and get their teeth kicked in every night? I wouldn't.
No.
And, even when we played, I've never played professionally or whatever. I've only played recreational or just it's a gym league or whatever. But still, there'd be nights we get our ass kicked. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good whatsoever. But you still go out there the next night and fucking try to light it up and try to hope for a different result. You can't always dwindle on the past. That's the same thing with betting. You can't always dwindle on the teams that fuck you the most. You can still give them a shot and a chance, especially if they're in a good spot. You definitely got to do that. Yep. All right, looks like Akron's got a 2-0 lead right now. It's barely started here. Less than a minute out of the gates here. All right, we got 53-46. Yale leads by 7 with 8:56 to go in that game. We got 3:28 to go, and it looks like they're probably in a timeout. St. Bonaventure and Richmond tied 29. Then 3:21 to go here. Western Carolina is up 36-31 here. Now VMI is starting to come back a little bit here. VMI looks like they may be coming up on a run a little bit here. So definitely, and they said VMI and Western Carolina, both teams are over the trend. So right now it's over 162 and a half for the over. I think that's kind of, it's kind of bold. Both teams have scored 68 points right now with 3 minutes to go. So if you get 5 minutes, 5 points a minute here, 30. That's add 15 apiece here. Maybe kind of cut close. All right. Well, it's 36-32 here with 3-0. Well, 250. 252 to go here. We're getting a solid run here from VMI here. They're down 4 now. Akron's up 5 now, 5-0 on Miami, Ohio. 18 minutes to go. So, Miami, Ohio just hit a bucket here, so they're down 3 now. Like I said, it's just early on in that game. Then we have Yale here. Yale up 55-47. Dartmouth seeming to try to close the gap here, as they're not far down here. As long as they can keep keep it close. They got 8:06 to go in the second half here. With 2:31 to go, it's 29-29. St. Bonaventure Richmond score has not changed yet. And with 2:27 to go, VMI has cut it down to a 3-point lead now here. Well, that's Western Carolina's at the line shooting free throws. It'll be another 4-point. So yeah, so far it's been a little bit we're getting some high scores here from the VMI, and we got 71 points total here. So if you calculate that up and you double that, if you were to double that up, that'd be, all right. Miami, Ohio, 4-5 now. Miami, Ohio, they were down 5 points. They've come back here. Got 4 points here. Hopefully they can get on a little solid run. Richmond leads now 34-29 over St. Bonaventure with 1:42 to go in the first half. Yale leads 57-47 with 7:31 to go. Western Carolina leads 39-34 with 1:34. So obviously Western Carolina and St. Bonaventure and Richmond here. Yeah, 63 points. 63 points between those two. I mean, seems to be a high scoring. 29-36 here. Now looks like Richmond has gone on a little run here at home here. If you're Bonnie backer, that's kind of worrisome here. You don't want it to get too bad here. You want the Bonnies to at least maybe close out the half on a little run here. Both teams about to go under a minute here between St. Bonaventure, Richmond, and Western Carolina VMI. And we got Miami, Ohio is leading 6-5. So yeah. So that's been basically what we talked about today here.
We got another bot.
You got the bot. But that's what basically we talk about here is basically the scores a little bit here and our picks. And so we went through that here. So we're gonna cut it short here today. But we might be back for the weekend cast here. Where we might get on here. I mean, I know basically there's we got early games for college basketball tomorrow in the morning. So, me tonight, I might not get no sleep here. I might not sleep tonight here. I might be coming in here look like a zombie tomorrow. But other than that, me and my sister will be back talking sports. And like I said, freestyles and other things of that nature, on this channel here. So hopefully we'll win some bets today. Fingers crossed. My sister's got some teams going already.
Come on.
Hopefully, we will be able to cash some money tonight. Hopefully, we don't get fucked by the terrible twos.
Yes, sir.
But until next time, take care of yourselves. Peace, love, harmony. And we out this bitch.